What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be going through the early gameplay showcase for the Nailgun, Death Machine, and even more rewards. Definitely stay tuned. But in the background, you can see some gameplay of third-person classic grind, which just got added with the launch of our third season. In case you guys didn't know, Season 2 Reloaded did kick off with the TMNT Ooze version of grind, which essentially had a bunch of Ninja Turtle-themed decals and themes around the map. They've since brought in the faithful version of grind that you saw in Black Ops 4 here into BO6 multiplayer now. If I'm not mistaken, this might have been a version that was playable through private matches last season, but this has now replaced permanently the TMNT collaboration map. But around 2 weeks ago, the Black Ops Tribute event did leak out and is going to be starting on April 17th. I already made a video talking about the John Redacted Operator skin that has been leaked out for several months now, but is finally tied to an actual event. We'll talk more about John Black Ops in a second because there is some bad news regarding the release of the skin. However, just to remind you guys, as of this week, there doesn't seem to be any type of challenge event releasing for the game. I would have thought maybe Team Cranked would have came out for zombies, but that's a discussion for a different time. In this event, you'll have to hit certain XP-related milestones to unlock various Black Ops rewards, and I covered all the milestones and rewards in an article that I'll have linked down below from dkdynamite.com. But as you can see, a couple of quick highlights. We got some Black Ops themed cosmetics and even a new amp, or I should say a conversion kit for the C9, which will require 240,000 total XP. As of now, you can't preview this in private matches, nor is there any leaked gameplay of this functioning correctly with proper stats, but it should end up converting the C9 a little bit to shoot some more powerful rounds of ammunition. Now, the footage is watermarked, but you can see in this preview from Reality UK that we're also going to be seeing a steel melee blueprint skin later on in the event itself. But something I really want to highlight here is the close shave perk, which will be in the first perk category. This will require 180,000 total XP to unlock, and you get it pretty early in the event itself. You can already get a preview of it right now in private matches, and as you can see, panic knifing is absolutely back. So depending on what weapon you actually have in your dedicated melee slot, that will determine what you're actually using when you panic knife, like the good old days, as they wrote in the blog. We haven't seen panic knifing since, what, Call of Duty Ghost? Technically, it's been that long, and I'm happy to see it come back. I mean, it's cool that we already have classic tac sprint through a perk, which just got added last season. Now we have classic panic knifing, so I think it's really cool to see that Treyarch is absolutely incorporating new gameplay mechanics and systems. I mean, hell, even Omni movement, but did not forget about some of those classic features that made some of their older games great, and they're bringing those features back through various post-seasonal updates and, of course, perks and even other forms of quality of life updates. Now, it's kind of funny because we also have Modern Warfare 19 weaponry, which got added with Season 3 that you can use in BO6, but pair that with classic sprinting and now classic panic knifing, it's almost like revisiting Modern Warfare 19 through completely different lens. Ever since that game, we've been looking at tac sprint in just about every COD. I mean, we've been seeing that for, what, over a decade now, but it's crazy to kind of walk back on some of those features if you choose to. But as you can see, as a mastery unlock for achieving about 600,000 plus XP in the event, you'll be unlocking the Nailgun. It's very similar to the version that we saw back in Black Ops Cold War, and early gameplay did already surface of it by data miners out there. You can't actually preview it for yourself right now in private matches for whatever reason, but it will be a special weapon that sits alongside the Sarin and the D13 sector. There's even a Mastercraft for it that is going to be dropping through a bundle later in the season, so for whatever reason, if you don't complete this event and you don't complete the dedicated challenge for it in the armory once the event concludes, then if you were to pick up a specific bundle that I'll show you on screen, you'll end up getting a Mastercraft for this Nailgun, which will also auto-unlock the base version of the weapon. Now, the Nailgun was actually meta in Warzone for some time during the Warzone 1 era, and I think it was, what, late into Cold War's cycle, and was even pretty useful against some of the heavier enemies in Cold War Zombies, so I'm really curious to see how this thing is going to match up in today's climate with online matches against real people, or of course the new zombie types over in round-based. Now, the special weapon does feature 15 rounds that you can fire off rip, a pretty fast-ish reload, and high damage at close range, as you'll see some footage of against some of the dummies. Again, I know the firing range testing isn't exactly one-to-one to what this weapon will perform like against real people, but I'm sure it's possible data miners before April 17th may end up posting footage of this against actual bots in a private match, not just the firing range mannequins. In that case, I'll keep you guys up to date with a follow-up short. Now, the Camo challenge is already leaked out for the Nailgun, so as it was pointed out on Twitter, the military camos will require 100 kills in multiplayer, 2,000 kills, not headshots and zombies, and just 100 kills in Warzone. But for the multiplayer special camos, they want you to get 30 kills shortly after sprinting and 50 kills with the Enforcer combat specialty. In zombies, they want you to get 300 kills while Pack-a-Punch and then 300 kills while Cryo Freeze is equipped. Over in Warzone, the first special camo is to get 2 kills in a single match 2 times, so you can just get 4 kills in that game and auto-complete this, and the last challenge is to get 3 kills while moving with the Nailgun. But coming towards the end of the event, you'll notice that we have the return of the Death Machine, which can be equipped in multiplayer and earned by getting about 825 score, but can then be crafted in zombies for 1750 total salvage. You'll need around 617,000 XP to unlock this score streak, but when equipped, will give you 250 rounds and a fast firing rate. As you guys will see here in the footage, you can actually preview the score streak early right now through private matches, even though it's not coming out for another week. And I think it behaves kind of similarly to the Black Ops 1 Death Machine, maybe a little like the Cold War version, but I do find it funny, right? The ultimate combo of score streaks, at least since Cold War and then now, has been probably to run hand cannon, Death Machine, War Machine. I think for me now, it's going to be Death Machine, War Machine, maybe Harp. It's almost a guaranteed nuke and it's hilarious, but I think I'm ready to retire the hand cannon. I've used it quite a bit. I think it's time to try something new, and Death Machine could be a little challenging to use sometimes, and I think it's still something risky to run. You could be taken out. You could be taken out if you're too slow, picking on your next target. It's not like this big get out of jail free card like the War Machine could be, but it doesn't look like you can actually replenish ammo with it while using the munition box field upgrade, because this is considered a score streak, not a regular weapon. But on the bright side, it is cheaper to use than the War Machine, or cheaper to craft, I should say, over in zombies. Definitely expect this to randomly drop from some of the heavier enemies, and also expect to pull it from the mystery box if you can randomly pull it at some point later in Season 3. Now, I always think it's cool whenever you're able to preview some upcoming gameplay items early through private matches, but it's also great when some items are just locked and are mysterious until the day of release for whatever the item is, right? In this case, it's cool to try out Death Machine and the Close Shave perk, but I think it's also great that right now in private matches, you can't use the Spectre, you can't use the Nailgun, nor can you experiment with some upcoming conversion kits. But I've seen a couple of questions in response to this tribute event leak regarding DLC weapons for Season 3. Some folks are wondering if this is it for the Season 3 weaponry. We know about the Spectre that is tied to an upcoming challenge event, probably Blaze of Glory or the COD Endowment one, but there hasn't been mention of any other DLC weapons apart from that pistol that leaked out that I believe is for Season 4. But shall I remind you that Season 2 Reloaded did release a big batch of TMNT melees as a part of the event pass and big crossover update with the mid-Season 2 update, so I wouldn't rule out fully the possibility of, with Season 3 Reloaded, getting some type of surprise weapon drop again through the armory system or some other event entirely. Either way, I think it's good that they've gotten quite a few weapons already out the door for this season, considering the Season 3 delay up front. So as of now, there's still quite a bit left to experiment with and use as the meta for this season. I think it's been a pretty cool blend, to see at least, of a lot of classic Modern Warfare weaponry with a bunch of Black Ops related items as well. I do feel, however, for an event called Black Ops Tribute, there probably should have been some other cosmetics or rewards that kind of call back to other Black Ops games, but the Death Machine's from Cold War, so I guess that counts, whereas all the rewards are essentially just tied to Black Ops 6 and this game's theme. There isn't really anything else tied to other Black Ops games as a part of this event. I also feel like this event was put together just to be like, hey, just a reminder, guys, this is a Black Ops year and a Black Ops season, even though a lot of the focus, with the marketing at least, was on Verdansk and a bunch of Modern Warfare content. Now, the last thing I want to end with, just to clarify some confusion surrounding the Black Ops Tribute event, is that unfortunately, something that I wasn't aware of when I made my last tribute video is that the redacted John Black Ops operator can only be earned as a mastery unlock if you own Black Ops 6. If for whatever reason you're doing this event and you complete it by just playing Warzone and you don't own a copy of BO6, you will not be granted the John redacted operator. Now, I think it's kind of ironic because what we just saw in Season 3 is that they said, hey, if you want Domino and that roach-looking Milsim skin, you can get them just by logging into Warzone Season 3, but you can't use them while playing Black Ops 6. On the flip side of things now, they're like, hey, you want the John redacted Black Ops skin? You have to own the base game to be able to use it in Warzone. If you just play Warzone, you won't be able to get this. There isn't a Black Cell exclusive reward in this specific event, but those have also been criticized quite a bit, and I think reasonably so, because Black Cell event rewards have typically just been items that I think were pulled from the base battle pass. Maybe there could be instances where that's not the case, and in that scenario, that's cool to get more bang for your buck. I mean, $30 is a lot of money for Black Cell, so at least with this event here, everything is pretty much in-house and transfers to everybody in every game mode, except for the Thermite, which you can only use in Warzone, and the redacted operator that only Black Ops 6 owners can obtain. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the Black Ops Tribute event starting in around a week from now? How are you feeling about the early gameplay showcase for the Nailgun and even the Death Machine? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.